Hi everyone, how you all are doing? We often talk about we often talk a lot about kernel. Kernel is the soul of a system. Kernel cannot be written, rewritten. It is very secure and so on. So I, being a curious soul, try to dig in and try to understand what is going on here. Now, every system have a different kind of kernel. My system is Mac OS M2. So my system don't have the normal kernel file like Linux, but we are going to do some experiments here. Now, usually kernel is written in C, so let's try to search where this kernel file is located and what does it look like. The Mac OS kernel is usually XNU. Okay, on Apple Silicon M1 or M2, the kernel lives inside a sealed read-only system volume. It is crypted, protected, and it cannot be written as I told you, right? So let's try to see where my kernel is and how does it look like. So the command is okay. So let's explore what does this mean. Okay. So if you can see Darwin kernel version 22.1.0 root XNU, as I told you, it is inside XNU. So Darwin 22.1.0 is Mac OS Ventura. Uh, it's the kernel version, okay? And XNU, the code, it's written 8792.41.9 is the source of Apple build. Okay. Now ARM64U definitely low. It's the architecture. It's Apple Silicon, and 8 to sorry T8112 is the key. Now what is this key? This is the internal Apple SOC identifier for M2 machine. Okay. Now let's try something else here. Now let's try the location. Usually the location of kernel is in system, in the library of the system. So let's try ls, or let's simply do cd system. Okay, now let's see. Okay, there are many things in this. iOS support, volumes library, developer, driver kit, cryptexes and applications. So let's explore the library, right? Okay, now to see. Now these are the files that are saved in a system. So I think there is kernels. I just saw, yeah. So let's open this one. Okay. Now as you can see that there are various releases of kernel. Okay. Now these are for different reasons. Okay, these are for different reasons. These are for different reasons, different boot environments, multiple Apple Silicon chips that are there in my system, and also for recovery and diagnostics. Okay. Now, if you can see this one, this is actually the entry point. This is the dispatcher. Okay. The bootloader selects this, and then the system loads accordingly, processes. Now let's see the file permissions. Sorry. Now, if you can see that these are given read and write and execute permissions. That is crazy, right? I mean, how is it possible? They are giving us the right to execute, okay, that is fine, but read and write as a user, come on. As a group user, you cannot write, but and even as a group also you cannot read and write. Sorry, you cannot write. It's there to read and execute only. Now there is a question, as a super user, as an admin, why we are given the permission of execution, why these files are executable. Now the kernel is a macho executable, that is matcho executable. That means it is loaded by the bootloader and not the exe file that we use in Windows. Okay, so it is very much secured, signed, sealed, and verified. So, so let's try something else here. Maybe this one. Oh, okay. Sorry, cdv. It's not getting executed. Let's try this one. Okay. Now you can see macho 64-bit executable, and this is given. This is the kernel. It is a rawest one we are allowed to see. Okay, so yeah, I think the way I executed was incorrect. So this is the way we should execute. And there was a reason we were not able to open it, because system integrity protection, sign system volume, and iboot kernel. Okay, so this is how the kernel looks on Mac M2 machine. Enjoy, keep exploring.